Welcome, Melanated Married Millionaires in the making and friends, to another impactful episode. We're about to go through and highlight a melanated married couple, or just go through some lessons that we got. Make sure y'all tap in with the conversation. Queen, where can they go to tap in?
TheeM4Show.com.
Yes, ma'am. And make sure y'all follow us on Instagram. Queen, where can they follow us on Instagram?
TheeM4Show.
Now, if y'all haven't liked and subscribed, it would make the queen very, very happy. If you can go ahead. Very? What should they do?
You should go ahead and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're watching or listening. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
It's free, and your first step to becoming a millionaire. Go ahead and click that button. And let's get into the show.
Let's do it.
What is popping, beautiful people? We got a dope episode for y'all today, talking about the Currys. But before I get into it, you ever just notice how old you are when you're hanging around with younger people?
Yes, I do.
I feel like I didn't know. I feel like I knew I was old. I didn't know I was old until this weekend, and I was hanging around younger people. And
What did it for you?
what did it for me? So I participated in a dunk contest.
Mistake number one.
As a 5'9" person, arguably, one of the shortest people in the house. That was not a good idea. The late nights, right? Because I felt like 10 o'clock, I was like, I want to go to sleep. Sleep. And I feel like normally I would go to sleep at 10 o'clock. No, not with
Party was just starting.
Not with these young people. So long story short, yep. I'm officially old, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Thank you for joining this moment in my life. But welcome to the M4 show. My name is Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game. And y'all know, as usual, I have my beautiful, my radiant, my smiling, these aren't Afro puff, my lock puffs.
Whatever you want to call them.
Pretty puffs.
I'm
going to call them pretty puffs. Queen herself. Please introduce yourself to the folks.
What is up, everybody? My name is Sinclair, a.k.a. the Health Nerd. And I am happy to have my king back. He's been gone for like 3 whole days.
A little bit.
Anybody who knows us knows we do everything together. So I went through all of the phases while you were gone.
But the depression, denial, acceptance.
No, not all those phases.
Which phases are we talking about here?
I went through, at first, as an introvert, I'm not going to lie, there was a little bit of looking forward to, like, just being by myself for a little bit.
Devon's not going to ask me any questions.
No talking.
Not going to ask me about work.
So I was like, oh, okay, I get some time for myself. That was like maybe Friday, the first day. And then like Saturday, I was like, okay.
That was over in one day.
The next day, I was like, I'm bored. And then like Saturday night into Sunday, I was like, I miss him. Oh, now you're back.
It's cute.
So, thanks.
Glad to be back, Queen. Now, do you have a did you know for today?
I do.
Ooh,
I came prepared, y'all.
Let's get it.
All right. So, did you know that consuming vinegar before eating your meal can help balance the blood sugar spike that comes from the food? So, I've talked a lot about blood sugar. I'm reading Glucose Goddess right now, which is why I've just shared the learnings with you all. So one of the hacks that she talks about in the book is how to prevent really high spikes in your blood sugar followed by a crash after you eat. Because what happens when you have excess blood sugar, excess glucose in your blood is that unless it's used, it's going to get stored as fat. So if you keep those spikes nice and leveled, then you're going to be burning more fat and not storing more fat. So drinking vinegar before drinking or eating on like a salad dressing, vinegar before your meal, the acetic acid actually helps keep those blood sugar spikes nice and leveled. So this can be doing like a tablespoon of any type of vinegar in some water a couple minutes before you eat, or this can be just like a salad. I've already talked about eating a salad first. So if you have a little bit of vinegar with some olive oil or something as a salad before your meal, that can also work as the hack. So about a tablespoon of vinegar before your meal, that can help you lose weight by balancing your blood sugar.
Boom. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. How am I going to connect that to today's episode? I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you asked. And before I give you that answer, go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe if you're listening Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of that beautiful stuff. It's free, and we appreciate you. But when you're getting wealthy, right, especially this couple that we're about to talk about, there's going to be huge influxes of cash, right, and that can be seen as that influx of sugar or carbohydrates. So it'll give you that huge spike, and for some people, it follows with a crash. So you got to think about, what is your vinegar when it comes to wealth? What are the things that you're able to consume or expose yourself to that balances you out? It can be a person, it can be doing community service, it can be meeting with a financial advisor. Like, it can literally be anything, but something that you can consume before those spikes, something that you can engage with. I know I'm nasty with it. I'm
Nasty with it.
nasty with it. Something that you can do before you have those huge spikes of wealth that really levels you out. All right.
I respect it. That was
a good one
possibly the best one
ever.
because it
Let's
was
get
the
it.
hardest one. I was
That
not
was
at all
very
thinking about
difficult.
how you were going to
You
tie
weren't.
it.
You weren't.
I didn't even think about it until after I finished, and I was like, "Oh, now he's
Yeah,
got to
I'm
tie
sorry.
that in."
Jair, you see this?
Nasty with it.
Oh my goodness. But again, today we are talking about Steph and
Ayesha
Curry, one of the beautiful melanated couples out there, definitely worth well over $1 million. I think there's a lot of lessons that we can take from it. So we're gonna go through a little bit of their journey, have a discussion, and figure out some lessons. If y'all got some lessons, make sure y'all drop them in the comments. And Queen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Cool. Before we get more vocals, let's get into the episode. Over 50% of Black Americans are unmarried, and only 2% of Black families in America have a net worth over $1 million.
We are on our journey to not only join that 2%, but grow that 2%.
Facts. I'm Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, with my beautiful co-host.
I'm Sinclair, aka the health nerd.
And welcome to the M4 Show. We're so close. We're so close to having a full new transition. I can taste it. I can smell it. All right. But again, welcome back to the M4 Show. We're about to talk about Stephen and Ayesha Curry. If we can put up graphic number 1, you are amazing. But that is graphic number 2. We're gonna get into that one in a second. Put up graphic number 1 for me. Queen.
Yes.
When and where did Stephen and Ayesha Curry meet?
Oh, they first met in a church. I was like, am I supposed to know this?
Pop quiz.
They first met at church at ages 14 and 15 in Charlotte. I don't know if I'm supposed to expand on that further, but they met in a youth group at church.
Met a youth group at church, 15, 14 years old.
Youngins,
right? I'm sure y'all know Stephen Curry later on became a NBA star, and Ayesha went out to LA to pursue her career in acting. How they kind of got back together, one day Stephen Curry was out in LA and he was like, don't I got like a friend out here, someone I used to go to high school with? And then he hit her up. They had a nice kind of friendly day out on the town. They hit the town, Sinclair, right? And then they were able to kind of rekindle their friendship and ultimately their romance as well, right? So you can take that down for us, Jair. Much appreciated. But the things I want to kind of go through within this, the beginning of their relationship, is number 1, they met at 15 and 14 years old.
Kids.
Right? As kids.
Yeah.
So how does that play into the love story in your opinion? Right? Just the fact that they met each other such a young age.
To me, that in the love story, that just means they've grown up together. And I even think about comparing it to ourselves, meeting at 17 and 18, older, but still very young. Very young. And so that's something that I think we've been able to do is like literally we look back and be like, we were kids, literally kids, and we've grown a lot together. So I can imagine being even younger at 14 and 15, they really did get to kind of grow up with each other. And
Mm-hmm.
I almost think they really have a really nice story in terms of like they didn't they weren't like together right away. They were friends, and then
Mm-hmm.
like they got to grow up a little bit and then meet when they were older.
Right.
So I feel like they were probably different people when they were older, more grown, more mature, whatever, experience a little bit more life
Mm-hmm.
separately before they got together, romantically, which I think is a cool part of their story.
100%.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll maybe sprinkle on that is the fact that they were able to meet 14, 15 years old, and they met at a church group,
Yeah.
right? So they were able to meet within a place where you would assume people have similar values.
Mm-hmm.
And I would assume that their parents also had similar cultures or upbringing because they both made those parental decisions to put them
In a
in this
youth group.
church group, right?
Yeah.
So kind of how that bounces back to anyone out there trying to look for love. It's like, how can you one see who's in around you, who can you grow up with, even if you're 30 years old, you're 40 years old, there's still some development that can be done, right? So how can you put yourself into groups where you're around like-minded individuals, people who have similar values to you, where you can meet someone that you can now grow with? That's kind of what I took from it.
Yeah. And that makes sense. Like if you're I feel like if you are like, I don't say on the pursuit, but if you're, actively looking, or if you are kind of open to finding that love and you haven't found it yet, I think that's typically a good place to start, is like just find a community if you're not a part of one already.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are a part of a community and you meet somebody else who's a part of that community, you already have at least one thing in common. And again, if it's something that you very much identify with, like a church group, or, a running group, or what, literally whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
you have something to talk about right away, but you also have a common interest, and that can, be a good foundation for, further conversation, and for you to actually be able to see each other on a regular basis.
Facts. And I think another layer on that, Queen. Let me know if you rock with this. All right. You ever let me know if you rock with this?
I will let you know.
You'll let me know.
I'll let you know.
All right, appreciate you. The fact that they had that common foundation, but in their story, they both went to different places,
Mm-hmm.
right? They both literally, and to this day, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later, but they had their own separate identities. I think it could have been very easy. I'm sure Steph was popping in high school. Like, I'm sure he
Mm-hmm.
was a good basketball
Mm-hmm.
player. So I feel like it could have been easy for her to be like, "Oh, Steph, you're about to go this place to college. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna latch on."
Mm-hmm.
That's not what happened, right? They were just friends. She left, she bounced, and she went to LA. She's like, I'm about to be a star.
Right.
Whatever you're doing, I'm about to be a star,
Yeah.
right? Even today, again, she's doing her own thing, but eventually they came back together as friends. Another major key, as friends, built that foundation up, and then built the family. So I love yeah, kind of like you said, like the separation.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna grow separately, and then we're gonna come together, then we're gonna grow together as
Right.
well. Yeah,
Right.
it's dope. So we have a clip, right? So we're gonna cue that clip up, but it's Stephen Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Stephen just sounds wrong to me. Stephen
Yeah.
Curry, Steph Curry. I feel like no one calls him Stephen.
And I feel like it's not a common. You hear Stephen a lot. You don't hear Stefan very
No,
often. So
I
I
met
feel
a
like.
Stephen this weekend, but
Did
yeah,
you?
I did, and it was uncomfortable to say his name.
I feel like that's why. It's just because you're used to pronouncing the
Steven.
same word another way.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, I know I'm saying it wrong.
Like Devin just sounds wrong to
Oh
me.
gosh, yeah. So when I meet Devins, I'm like, are you sure your name is Devin?
Are you sure your name's
Are
Devin?
you sure? How you spell it? But we're gonna go ahead and cue that video up. Is with Stephen Curry on All the Smoke podcast. It was a pretty good podcast. Respect what they're doing over there. A lot of good stuff. But he kind of talks about
15
their relationship.
and having a public relate. We had D Wade and we spoke to D Wade, about a public relationship. And your wife is obviously blazing her own path. But tell me what that's like. Obviously
Mm,
a childhood love that's transitioned into a beautiful marriage with a family,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of the prototypical, like, this is like the new family. The
Mm-hmm.
Currys are a power movement. Tell me what
Y'all
that's
setting the
like.
standard. Which is wild to say because I'm just living my life, man.
Man, you know
Like
you
that.
saw that.
I know.
You know you saw it on Instagram. Better get you Ayesha Curry.
Oh,
Better get you Ayesha Curry. I know you saw that all over Instagram. I know that had to feel
I
good.
was like, I got me one, but like,
Yeah.
You got D1. You got D1.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's weird. It's wild because like I was talking about as my dad, my mom, how they raised us. Her parents are saying like there's always perspective, right? And I grew up in the NBA, but I was just a kid, man, and I had a really cool childhood experience. Like 15, I meet Aisha. We aren't dating in high school, but um, we talk a little bit, and fast forward what 4 years. I'm out in LA at the ESPYS because we just made our tournament run, and me and my it's just me and my dad flying from Charlotte. I'd never been to LA before.
Hmm.
Out here for the ESPYS. I was like, I remember Aisha. I remember she moved out here because she was out here pursuing acting. So she had graduated from high school and came right out here to pursue acting, but we weren't talking at all. So I hit her up and I was like, hey, I'm out in LA, like chilling,
So
whatever. Like, you gotta show me around because I ain't never been out here before. So we reconnected then. And like a couple months later, she had moved back to Charlotte, and I'm still at Davidson, which is like 30 minutes away. So we got to kind of keep it going. And from there, like, we were just two kids just enjoying life together and not really knowing what was about to happen. And when I got to the league, like, again, I'm just living my life, and as the spotlight starts to grow and all that, you're dealt with judgments and the
hmm
expectations, and
right,
everybody just wants to know every step you take and all that stuff. And it's kind of uncomfortable at times because as humans, you react to stuff like stuff that's said about you,
no,
Hmm.
especially your
and
family.
yeah, and
Right.
your family and all that type of stuff. And the person to me is like want to take it in stride, and like you don't want to react to everything because you'll lose your mind.
Right,
But you want to protect the integrity of y'all's relationship. We started, way back when. So it's an ever changing kind of thing for us because even as you bring kids in this world, like how are you going to raise them with this spotlight as well and keep their mind in the right
perspective.
direction and
Right,
give them perspective and give them a chance to have a quote unquote normal childhood and stuff. So a lot of responsibilities, but God don't make no mistakes, man. And for
Right.
me,
It's a fact. God don't make any mistakes,
Mhm.
right? So lot of stuff to digest there in a little bit.
Mhm.
Do you have anything off the top of my or your head, or should I just go?
Um, I feel like the thing off the top of my head that I like the most about it is him saying like, man, looking back, it's crazy because we were really just kids living our lives,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's I resonate a lot with that because I
Mm-hmm.
think just even us two having known each other for quite some time now, over a decade, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Looking back, I'm just like, we've manifested a lot of the things that we said we wanted for our lives, but
Literally.
it's like when looking back, it's like, dang, it's really crazy because like we just been living.
Mm-hmm.
Like say like two couple of kids just like having fun,
Right.
traveling around the world. And like, we've obviously made a successful business,
Mm-hmm.
have other businesses popping off, and we've come a long way, and it's just crazy to look back. And I'm excited to even get a couple more years out and look back to here and be like, dang,
That's a fact.
we were just getting on every week and just talking. Like now we got an award-winning podcast.
Come on, award-winning podcast. Manifest that.
Manifesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the one thing I took away of like, yeah, that's I think that's how you've kind of found the one is you
Mm-hmm.
just kind of live life and see where life takes you. But I mean, still planning. I'm a planner, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like you just enjoy the everyday of living life with that person and
Mm-hmm.
figuring out how to mend, mend. What's like to
Meld.
put together? Meld. That's a word, right?
Yeah.
How to meld your two lives together and create a new one.
Listen, I've told you before, me and Miriam aren't on good terms, so I just use words incorrectly at this point, right? But 100% agree. Like, I feel like it's beautiful to find that partner, find your partner. Or they were talking about and be like, you better get you an Aisha, right? Get
Mhm.
you a whoever the name is. I
Mhm.
got me a Sinclair, only one of them, right? Get you a whatever is needed for your life, for your manifestation. But they also talk about a little bit that extra pressure
Yeah.
of having the eyes on you and trying to have the kids grow up in a normal world, but also have a relationship where you can just enjoy it, even though they know everybody's watching,
Mhm.
right? How do people deal with that pressure?
I truthfully do not know.
Wow. Yes. Go
Like,
ahead.
I can't imagine having that type of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe everybody has had some micro form of this to where just like maybe you're whether it's a friend group or a classroom or a small community or a club or something where everybody kind of knows everybody's business and you
Mm-hmm.
you feel a little bit on edge like just knowing how that feels on a very micro level. I can't imagine that on like a
World.
worldly level, like even your children, like everybody knows who your kids are.
Yeah.
Like I was on Instagram the other day and like on my explore page or whatever, I saw this video of Kylie Jenner, Travis, and their little girl
Mm.
Stormy, and just the random reporter was like, "Hi Stormy, hi pretty girl," and it's just like
Yeah, that's
that's
creepy.
weird.
Yeah.
That's weird to know like every single person, this little girl, this innocent little girl walking down the red carpet, every single person knows probably way more than they should about this child.
Right.
Like that's just weird.
I feel like, and I don't want to get to this level of famedom. Famedom? Is that a word too?
It is
Miriam, we
today.
not
It
rocking
is
with your
today.
dictionary. But what I'm probably gonna do, and I don't know if I should say this publicly, Queen, we can come up with another strategy after I say this publicly, is kind of like how most celebrities do, have your stage name
Mm,
and then have your real name.
mm.
And I feel like I don't want anyone outside of the family to know my kid's real name.
The government name.
Yeah, and I feel like that's how they're gonna know who's really talking to them and who's talking to the perception of them. Right. So if they're on the runway and everyone's like, oh hey, Truvel, da 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 da. Okay. I know you're kind of engaging with me as my outside perception,
Mm.
right? Whereas they call it, hey, Devon, or someone says Mr. Walker, then I'm like, oh, you know me. Okay, let's actually have a conversation. So I feel like kids, and maybe this is what they do. Because Stormy, is that really their real name? I don't know.
I
Maybe,
believe it. That's with that family. I believe
maybe, or it's an alias name because they know they're already creating that separation,
maybe if
right?
they were smart.
And they are smart people,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel like the Kardashians, the Jenners, they are very smart in what's it called, strategic,
Mm-hmm.
intentional family. They doing the thing, some judgment, but they doing their thing. They're successful on a monetary level for sure.
Yeah.
So I think it's possible.
But to your point on like, yeah, that I don't want to get to that point
No.
to where you got to worry about that. But if we do, we'll figure it out.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Sinclair, and I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner who has created a program that takes a deep dive into your hormone levels and your overall metabolic health to create a highly personalized weight loss protocol that will have you lose 30 pounds, gain energy, and have you feeling so good that you go into the back of the closet and pull out that freakum dress. We all have one. So if you are ready to invest in the last weight loss program you will ever need, go to queen2queencoaching.com and book a discovery call to figure out which queen to queen package is right for you. Talk to you soon.
So something that is important, and I feel like transitioning a little bit, and I feel like most people know Stephen Curry. Still sounds awkward to me. Most people know
Just say
Steph.
Steph.
Most people know my man Steph, right? And as an NBA player, clearly he is making a significant amount of money, right? And I forgot exactly how much he's making per year. If y'all know it, feel free to put it inside the comments or the chat. But I believe it's like $30 to $40 million per year, right? Again, there's taxes, there's stuff, but still $30 to $40 million per year, and that's just what he makes from the NBA. Then he has an endorsements, right? So he has his Under Armour, what is it,
He's on
Gatorade,
Subway commercials.
Subway commercials. So he's pulling in another 30 to 20 to 30 million in endorsements. Right. And then these aren't exact numbers, these are ranges. Definitely have some research, and we'll put some more details in the show notes. But from one income, they're bringing in at least 40 to 50 million dollars per year already.
Mhm.
But what I love about this couple, right? And Queen, I want you to go in on this one. What I love about this couple is I feel like it's very easy for an NBA wife to be like, cool, got 50 mil.
Mhm.
I'm big chilling. I'm at the
Big
house.
chillin'.
I'm
Big
big
chillin'.
chilling, right? I feel like it's easy for an NBA wife or a wife or a husband of anyone who's successful, right? But Ayesha out there doing it.
She is.
She out there hustling and grinding. I'm gonna pass it off to you, Queen, because I see a lot of parallels and similarities to you two melanated queens. So I'm gonna pass it to you to talk about your girl Ayesha.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Is it also because we're both light skinned?
That's not why I pass it to you, but yes, y'all both are light skinned melanated queens.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ayesha, she's out there doing her own thing, making her own name as well. I know the few things that I know that she does that I really like is she's got a whole cookware line. I think it's a cookware line. I know it's definitely like a recipe line. Sweet July, that's her her brand name.
Mhm.
I think they do cookware as well. But she's got that, and then she also got her own restaurants, International Smoke.
Yep.
I still want to go to one of those. I think they have one in the Bay, so next time we're in the Bay, I want to go there. But yeah, she collaborates with world renowned chefs.
Did you look at the menu prices before you?
No, but I mean, I know it's a bougie restaurant.
Okay, Jair, pray for me.
Aisha ain't gonna do it any other way. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Pray for me, y'all.
But yeah, she's out there doing her thing. She's always on like talk shows and doing all these things. I know that they just started a TV show that they host together. So I think it's cool to see her get into her own passions.
Right.
And even I think what's really cool, knowing especially that she like her initial kind of path was acting, is now seeing her get into television, right? So I'm like, I'm excited to see like, okay, maybe this is the foot in the doors for her future acting career. I'd be very excited and a very big supporter of that in the future.
Yeah, you watch all her movies or TV shows.
Yeah, I'd prefer if they weren't reality based, but I'd still tap in at least once just to see what it's about.
So if it was reality based, but it was on her International Smoke, so she made the International Smoke TV show to where she's showing you the different cuisines. Maybe she's traveling to all these international places and getting recipes.
I'd be down.
You rock that?
It's like a diner, dive-ins and drives sort of situation. Yeah,
you rock that?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get you an invitation to that show. Would that be, how crazy would that be, Sinclair? Would you manifest that?
Yes.
Be able to travel the world with Ayesha cooking.
Go like, I'm sorry, babe. Just once again. Hey, Ayesha girl. You know, he's just tripping again.
He's just tripping again. Oh my goodness. So you've heard it for your first. We're gonna try to manifest that. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Since we're manifesting, I also would like. I just feel like me and Savannah would also be very good friends.
You're saying a name that I don't know.
James.
LeBron James's wife.
I'm like, come on. Yes.
Here's the thing, Sinclair. I don't stalk people.
Why not?
I don't, because I just feel like I don't want that to happen to me. So it's just like I don't research people's. I mean, technically, I just did it right here. You
created a whole paragraph
for this
on
podcast,
these people.
but I want you to know I did none of this research. So technically, I'm still correct, and I don't stalk people. Now, will there be an episode about LeBron James and Savannah James? Yes, there of course there will, because they're another amazing couple. But until this very moment, I had no idea what LeBron James's wife's name was. And I think
she's a baddie. Her name's Savannah. She's a boss.
Yeah, she's a boss. We're gonna get into that in maybe a few episodes from now. If y'all want to learn more about Savannah and LeBron James, make sure y'all tap back in. Right. But getting back to Steph and Ayesha, right? Because I know Steph is tired of LeBron James overshadowing him. He's like, come on, like stop talking about that guy. We got you, Steph. We're gonna talk about him later. Can we cue up another video? All right, and this one is focusing in on Ayesha and her restaurant. Right, so she's been literally media has been all over the place. She does a great job. Don't know if she does her own PR. They have a PR company, but she's been everywhere, right? So let's cue up this video going through Ayesha Curry and her restaurant, International Smoke, which is in Houston and apparently in the Yay area.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston. Okay, while basketball star Steph Curry is busy shooting hoops, his wife Ayesha is a slam dunk in the kitchen. Together, they make a perfect team, along with their 3 kids, the youngest born just about 4 months ago. Having her own family brought Ayesha back to something she loved as a child, cooking. She's here to share her recipe for success, which includes her cookbook, The Seasoned Life, and the opening of her first restaurant, International Smoke, right here in Houston.
Good morning. Good morning.
I've got to ask you, because you don't live here.
I don't.
Right? But why did you decide to open that first restaurant here in Houston?
You know what? So everybody thinks this is a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
It is not. We would not do that to y'all. We know you have the best barbecue in the world. This is a global grilling experience. And so what International Smoke is, you know, anywhere you go across the world, they all have their different methods of grilling and barbecuing, but the one commonality between all of that is that it brings people together, gives a sense of community, and gets people sitting at the table eating, enjoying great food.
And when you say global, Houston represents that.
Absolutely. Houston is a melting pot. I'm a melting pot. You're talking, you're a melting pot.
Yeah.
And So it was just the perfect place to bring a location to. So we're very excited about it.
All right, before we get into tasting the food and talking about the food, I want to talk about a couple other things.
Let's do
in your life. I have a few friends right now who are married to very successful men, and so they decide to stay home and take care of the family. But one of my friends the other day said, you know what? She goes, my kids are tweens and teens. They don't need me anymore. She goes, I feel lost. I feel like I should have done some other things. You know, you don't have to work, but you have a sense of yourself, and you love this, and at the same time can take care of your family. How do you get that balance?
I think, well, first of all, there's no such thing as balance. I feel like we're always trying to find that balance, and I think once you realize that is when things start working out, trying to find that beauty in the chaos. But you know, for the moms that stay home, that's beautiful. But if you have a passion, I say go for it. Even if it's on a small scale, it's important to, you know, feel yourself and feel your own happiness. And when you do that, ultimately your home foundation is going the right way. Your kids are happier.
Because if you decide to take care of the family, you got to feel like you didn't give up anything. You can't give up yourself, right? All right. How did you and your husband meet?
We met.
She forgot the name. How did you and Stephen? What's
back in
we
North
can take this
Carolina,
down now.
so-
That was fun. How did you and what's his name?
That's how you know she doing her thing.
Right. That's a great sign, right?
Right.
When they forget the NBA name, like, good stuff. But you know, before we go into it, I know this your girl. I know this your girl. However, however, I just
What you got to say?
she was just like, this is not barbecue, it's an international grill house. All I'm saying is it's barbecue. All I'm saying is it's all love.
Was that like, this is not a pyramid scheme, this is a reverse funnel? Is that what that situation?
This is not a pyramid scheme. This is a 3-dimensional triangle. Like, you know, all love to the Currys, right? No shade. All I'm saying is international smoke sounds like a barbecue spot, looks like a barbecue spot. If I walk in, it probably smells like a barbecue spot. That's all I'm saying. No,
Whatever.
am I wrong?
Yes, she said it's an international grilling experience. Just because you see, if we were to go to Austria and they're doing sausages on a grill in front of you, are you still calling it barbecue?
It's possible. If they're using barbecue sauce. So if I walk in that establishment and there's no barbecue sauce at all, I'll give it to her. It's a grilling
So just
place.
because there's barbecue sauce, it's a barbecue restaurant now.
It's in the name.
So Chili's is a barbecue restaurant.
No.
Cheesecake Factory is a barbecue restaurant.
No, because they have so many other things on their menu. So now we have to go. Gosh dang it, Jair. This is all part of her plan. I promise you, this is all part of her plan. But now we have to go. We'll look at the menu. And if I look on that menu, Sinclair, and over 50% is barbecue stuff.
Oh, but that's but I feel like it's less
It's a
than
barbecue
50.
spot.
I feel like
You feel
it's
like
less
it's
than
50?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Ayesha, we coming. We go see. But Queen,
Yes.
after watching the interview, anything else that sparked up just about, I feel like, what Ayesha is bringing as a talented person within this partnership?
I just really like what she said about like finding like a passion, and once you find something that makes you happy, that kind of like makes the home life even better because you can express yourself. And I think having even your kids, right, being inspired to do the same thing, I think is really good. Like literally no matter what it is, right? If you really love to knit beanies, like just to for your kids to be able to see that you love knitting beanies, and you do that and sell them or give them to family members, like just I think just for them to be able to see something that you're passionate about, I think is really important. And I think to your point on it is so easy, I think in a lifestyle like hers where you don't have to work to provide for yourself, to have that be a choice.
Right.
I think it can be very easy to just decide like I don't need to, right? And so I'm just gonna take care of the family, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. You know, I'm gonna take care of the family, I'm gonna take care of the household. I'm sure they have their own foundations and businesses, you know, other things that she would need to be doing anyways. But I feel like for her to be like, you know what, no, I still want to go open a restaurant. You know, I said I was going to do that. I'm going to go do it. Or I still want to, I'm here cooking. Like, why don't I turn this into a passion? And I'm still going to go and start this TV show. Like, I just really like that she doesn't let that stop her, and she's still out making her own name for herself, so much to the point that they forget who she's married to. Yeah, that was that right there. That's when I'm like, oh yeah, she's the one.
She's the one. She's out there. And I think go ahead.
I desire so much for myself to be interviewing someone somewhere and then be like, yeah, and you know, Devin, Yeah.
That's definitely gonna happen. What? That's 100% going to
Oh,
happen.
you're like, yeah, that guy.
That one guy over there. But I think I also love kids being able to grow up, especially daughters, be able to see their mom out there making their
Right.
dream come true,
Yeah.
right? Or kids being able to see their parents really committed and dedicated to something, even if, again, like going off of Aisha, even if that is the kids,
Mhm.
I think that's perfectly fine. I think sometimes when you have the very wealthy couple, it can be easy to be like, I don't need to take care of the kids because I can pay someone else to take care of the kids. I don't need to take my kids to school because I can pay someone else to take my kids
Right.
to school. I don't need to cook for my kids. But for her, when she started having children, that's what kind of dove her into restaurants, period, because she wanted to cook for her kids. She wanted
Right.
to provide to her kids. So her dedication as a mom, her commitment as a mom is what actually sparked her to pursue her dream of owning a restaurant.
Right.
Which I think is it's a dope pathway.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You ready to get into streams of income? Speaking of
Where
pathways,
the money resides.
let's talk about streams of income, and we're not going to go into the deep details again because I don't like stalking people, giving everybody's information. But we're gonna do some high level stuff. So we have the graphic number 2 on there. Please, Jair, appreciate you. So streams of income. Right. So, of course, we have the NBA salary coming away from Steph Curry. We have the endorsements on both sides, but largely coming from Steph Curry. We got International Smoke Restaurant, now 2 locations. Is that correct?
At least 2, if not
At
more.
least 2 locations. And that's, being spearheaded and led by Ayesha. And then she also has her own line of cookbooks. Sinclair says she has her own line of cookware. And then last but not least, what I love about the TV shows and the media is kind of a unit, right? Sometimes Ayesha goes on there by herself, but when it comes to the TV shows that they're creating, the reality shows that they're creating, it's the family unit coming together and being able to say, hey, like, these are the Currys. This is what we do. We play games together. We laugh together. We drink wine together. We cook together. And this is what your couple can do as well. So I love how there's Steph's lane, there's the Queen's lane, there's the family lane together. And yeah, streams. All right, get your streams up.
But I feel like that's cool too, because I think if we look at how we're setting up ourselves, it's very similar. Right. We've got like Playback Wall Street, which has really been your baby. Although, I'm putting my little sauce on that too.
Of course.
And then we got the health coaching, it's kind of my baby. And then we've got M4, where we come together.
Yep.
Come together. Right now.
Over me. You're welcome. I will have Sinclair try out for American Idol in 2053. By then, unfortunately, she will be outside of the age requirements.
Why would you do that to me? That's so
I don't make the rules. I'm sorry. Talk to Simon.
I think that's whack, by the way.
Yeah, that is very, very whack American Idol. Please change that. Allow people of all ages. Maybe like 15 and up. No, because I feel like if you're 7, let's
get
wait.
a lot of children on there. A lot of parents trying to get their children.
Yeah, let's wait. 15, 16 and up. All right, we're gonna get back to the episode in a second, but breathe. If you've ever had a brilliant idea, I'm pretty sure everybody just took a breath right there, right? Because we all have amazing ideas, but I got a question for you. What's stopping you from taking that idea and actually making it into a business, actually executing on your brilliance? My name is Devon Truvel, and in 2018, I was able to create, market, and sell my own product while still working a 9-to-5. And through the years, I've taken the lessons we've learned, the expensive webinars that I've gone to, and the dozens of business books that I've read, and I've discovered 7 simple steps to launch your business. If you're ready to take your business idea to the next level and make it real and start making profit from your passion, head to www.launchitcommunity.com and grab yourself the book. We've been able to make it very simple, affordable, and easier than ever to start that business while still working your 9-to-5. And we take entrepreneurs every single Friday and we talk to them. We teach them about how to use social media. We teach them about how to set up their Instagram account, how to use Shopify, how to use Printful and other tools that can help you take your business to the next level but not take tons of time away from your 9 to 5 and your busy life that you already have. So if you're ready to take that idea to the next level, make sure you head to www.launchitcommunity.com, get yourself a book, and join our free accountability calls. Now, let's get back to the episode. Queen, I want to enter into the Ask Declare segment, if that's okay with you. Yeah, I'm just going to enter into the Ask Declare segment. And my question for you is, what is your biggest takeaway from Steph and Ayesha Curry? Like, what's your biggest takeaway from their possibly just love, their relationship, how they engage with each other, business, streams of income? What are you taking away from their story?
I think it's what we were just talking about, that like to have multiple streams, kind of led by both of you and together. I think having those multiple streams is the best way to set your family up for sustainable wealth. Just because you literally never know what happens, right? I don't want to manifest anything, but obviously with any type of athlete's career, it's all dependent on their physical abilities. So the fact that they're setting up themselves to be successful and wealthy, whether Steph's playing basketball or not, I think is a great takeaway. And I mean, again, restaurant industry, Lord knows COVID hits, they got to close it down. Like no matter what, they have multiple streams, I think, set up for themselves. And I think that that's probably the biggest takeaway that I'm getting from it, is to have different industries, different ways that you're making money led by different people. I think that that's another important part, because if it's two people trying to do everything, you're always going to be limited to what both of you can handle together. So I think that being able to divide and conquer a little bit and use each other's strengths, that doesn't mean you can't help each other out, but I think it is ideal for each person to also have their own passion, their own thing, their own lane, their own business to really go and thrive on, and for the kids to be able to see that. I think that that's my biggest takeaway.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Would you like to ask me the same question, or would you want to ask me a different question? I'll leave it up to you, Queen.
What is, so far, what is your favorite part, or like the thing you like most about their marriage, their union, their family, and how they've set up their lifestyle?
Well, again, I don't stalk them often, so
That's why I said just based off of the research that you've
I
done.
don't know much. I don't know children's names. You know what one of their kids' names?
I may or may know.
That's a good what?
I may or may not know all of their children's names.
All of their kids' names. Okay. Well.
Riley, Ryan, and Cannon.
Oh, okay. Well, super fan. Aisha, number one, right here. Come on.
It's not like a regular. I feel like a lot of people know that they're children's names because they're put them on their Instagram. Come
Very
on.
possible. Jair, do you know their names? Do you know their names?
Just
Jair?
because one other person. Yeah. Come on, help me out here.
Yeah. Ona. Do you know their name? Ryan, I know you're watching.
No,
Ryan.
You're asking a whole bunch of men, women. Come on, help me out.
Joy, do you know? Let me know.
Nana, I know Nana knows. Come on,
Grandy. Anyway, shout out to our 8 to 10 listeners. We appreciate all of you. If you're watching this years from now, we're at 100 listeners now. Hey. But what I like most about their relationship is, so I'm trying to remove myself from it and just look outside without putting my own experience and what I like about our relationship into it. But I think it seems like they have fun. Like I was watching some videos of them like cooking together, even like the TV show that they have together where they play games with other couples and ask questions. Like it seems like they have fun together.
Yeah.
They went to the Met Gala together, and she was like, "Oh, I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable." He was just like in my ear, like saying, "I got you," and saying jokes and making me feel comfortable. I was like, I like that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they are friends.
Yes.
Yeah. I appreciate that they are friends and also lovers, parents, partners as well. But I feel like they have a really, outside looking in, seem like they have a really strong foundation in that friendship.
Yeah. I think even from the Instagram, and I don't like to call it stalking because they put this information out there for people to see it.
It's
not like I go digging, but I do follow Ayesha Curry, so I do see her posts. And I feel like whenever she does post a picture or a video of them two, highlighting them two, they do seem like they're always having fun. And of course, yes, those are highlights. Every couple has their challenges, but in those moments, in those highlights, it does seem like they have a very playful, like, oh yeah, almost like childlike type of like fun relationship. And I
Right.
think that that's something special.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Keep the inner child alive through your marriage. Por favor. All right. Queen, anything else you got on Steph and Ayesha before we wrap up this episode? If y'all appreciated, this overall highlight of another couple, let us know. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe, and let us know other couples that you're interested in learning more about or digging into lessons, right? So we talked about LeBron and Savannah. There's Oprah and Stedman. There's Jay-Z and Beyonce. There are a lot of other couples out there that maybe we don't even know about. So feel free to drop them, whether they are celebrity couples or they're just a really dope couple out here. They may be YouTubers. They may be people in your neighborhood that are real estate agents that just made it big. Let us know. Drop their information in the comments, please. Yeah.
Gonna get, I'm gonna manifest this, which I feel like at this point may not be too far outside of the realm of possibility, but we didn't even talk about it. I'm sure we will. But Jamal and Camille.
Yeah, that was in my head when we met them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
that would be dope. Maybe next time we go out there,
Mhm.
make it happen. Yeah, manifest that.
We'll do.
Cool. So but for you, Queen.
Yes.
Sorry, before we continue, anything else on Steph and Ayesha?
No.
You are good.
I'm good.
Beautiful. Queen, can you please go into update? Swing. Updates for the week.
Yes. So we still have some opening availabilities for the Queen to Queen 90-day weight loss formula. So that is, 3 to 4, depending on how long it takes to get all the lab tests and everything done. But a 3 to 4 month program where you can lose up to 30 pounds. This is specifically for women because I know as women sometimes it can be hard to lose weight, especially when you're living with someone who just it just comes easy. But anyways, for us women out there who need a little bit extra help, we have a 90-day weight loss formula. It is a holistic weight loss program where, again, you can lose up to 30 pounds. It's going to have you feeling so good. You're going to have energy back, and you're going to really heal yourself from within and feel so good that you're going to go to the back of the closet and pull out that dress, the freakum dress, the one that you haven't worn in probably years, but you're going to wear it. And not only are you going to wear it, you're going to wear it with confidence. Okay. So if that sounds like a program that you are interested in, the first step is to go to coaching.com and sign up for a free discovery call with me. And that's where we'll just talk and make sure that this program is going to work for you and that you are right from the program as well. I don't want to take your money if I know that I'm not going to be able to get you results. So
Respect.
definitely go to queentoqueencoaching.com. Come and chat with me, and we're going to get you looking right.
Boom, there it is. Go ahead and invest in your body, invest in your health. If you are also interested in starting a business or growing your business, right? You may also be on your health journey. You may be on your entrepreneurship journey. You may be doing both. Either way, we got you. So, every Friday, 7 a.m., we meet with entrepreneurs and we talk about how to grow their business. We're talking about their mission statement, their vision statement. We're talking about social media strategies. We're talking about customer avatars and acquisitions. How can you grow your email list? Tap in with us every single Friday, 7 a.m. All you got to do, if you want this information, if you want to grow your business or start and launch that business, go to launchitcommunity.com. You see the link on the screen. It's launchitcommunity.com. You can buy yourself a book, and if you buy a book, you get free access to the weekly accountability calls. And to be honest with you, I'm gonna need to stop making them free because I was talking to a business coach. He was like, "How much is the book?" I was like, "Oh, it's like $14.99 or $24 if you buy a hardcover." He was like, "Okay, and then how much are the accountability calls?" I was like, "Oh, those are free." He said, "What? Stop that immediately." And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, "No, that's way too much value for not enough money. So people aren't going to value it because it's free. People only value what they pay for." And I was like, that makes sense.
It does.
And in my head, I was just trying to help as many people as possible. I was just trying to, hey, get the book. It's a really tactical step-by-step process, literally 7 steps to launch your business in 90 days from zero to making customers and sales in 90 days. And I was like, you know what? I just want to bring people together. I'm going to do it for free at 7 a.m. Friday. I like to talk about business anyway. Just come through. But long story short, that accountability call, it's it's about to get taxed.
Mhm.
All right. So right
You better
now
get in there.
it's still free, and I don't have a game plan yet. Like literally, this was a call I had on Tuesday, so I haven't formed a strategy or a proposal. The queen knows that I do that for every business
It's
venture.
coming, y'all. It's coming.
It's literally coming. So make sure
You gonna make
launchatcommunity.com.
me pay, y'all.
I just might. Hey, it's a tax write-off for Queen to Queen. So go ahead and pay your boy. But make sure y'all go to launchatcommunity.com, grab yourself the book, the Launcher book, which is right here. Boom. And join our weekly calls. All right. Appreciate you. Queen, anything else before we let the beautiful folks have an amazing day?
I would really just like to toot my own horn here for a second, if that's okay.
Oh,
And
please
talk
do.
about, the king is really known, at least in our household, for his immaculate manifestation skills. He's really good about talking, a goal out.
Talking.
Well, he is really good at talking. But yeah, like talking about a goal or envisioning or whatever a goal, and then putting the steps towards it, and then it just literally falling into place. It's kind of weird to witness from the outside, or from, I mean, technically I'm on the inside, but it's just weird. But this past weekend, I had a moment like that, and I just was like, wow, just to get a piece of this is
Feels
fantastic.
good, huh?
I felt like a magician.
Mm-hmm.
But this past week, we've talked a lot about real estate and our plan to use real estate to solidify our wealth in our family. One of the ways, right? Multiple ways, but that being one of the kind of the passive ways that we're also making sure that we're solidifying wealth for our family. And a lot of what we've learned from a program called Make Real Estate Real, which was created by the great Jamal King.
Shout out.
And so we took his course, and we are following the process. We're using his team, and it's been an experience, I'm not gonna lie, but we're going along with it. But what's really cool is that we just went to Chicago. We did get to see the property that we were trying to get, and that was really cool to be able to walk it and just see the bones. Like, I feel like looking at his pictures is one thing, but actually being able to
being in the house
is really crazy. And like, I took a second too to like just really look at it and picture it when it's done, and like there's gonna be a family, like little children probably running around in here. So it was really cool just to think like this is more than just an investment property. Like, this is gonna be a home for at least two people, two families. Right. So one, that was cool, but two, we were going to this restaurant, the steak restaurant, and I had
Steak 48.
Okay.
If you're in Chicago
There
and
you
you
go.
have money that you want to invest,
it is an investment.
Steak 48.
Literally, we thought of it as an investment to meet this individual. So, anyways, we went to Steak 48. We heard some good things. It was recommended. We went, and before we left, I had already been thinking about it like all day. But before we left, I was like, I wouldn't be crazy if like we go to this restaurant and we see Jamal there, and we were just like, yeah, man, that'd be crazy, whatever. And then
you got to go through the full stages of manifestation,
Okay,
Sinclair. So
right.
the first step is, it was just, wouldn't it be crazy if we met Jamal when we were in Chicago?
Yes.
Period. That was her first level of consciousness.
Yep.
The second level of consciousness was like, what if we meet him? It was another spot that you said. I don't even remember. Like,
I don't remember.
Oh goodness. Long story short, the restaurant was like the third level of consciousness, to where it's like, what if, you know what? Oh, we should go to Steak 48. We were almost not gonna go there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, actually, we should go to Steak 48. We heard really good things. That's probably where Jamal goes to get his steak. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and try Steak 48. Let's go there, not to meet him, but let's go there to have a really good dinner, really good experience. We're only here once, and if we meet him there, that would be crazy. That would be awesome.
Right.
Continue your beautiful story.
So then we walk in, and I think we were gonna get seated somewhere else, and she was like, or you can have these tables over here. And it was a better spot, but there was just something in me that was like, yeah, we need those tables over there.
I promise you, I said we should have those tables over there. Please continue your story.
Okay, sure. And maybe it was Devon. He said we need those tables. So we sat there, and then literally, like, just like I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this camera right now, we sit down, and I like look up, and I was like, it took me like a minute, because I was like, nah,
that's not him. I'm daydreaming.
Right, because I'm like, I don't want to be that, like, just another black man, like, mistaken him for someone else. So it took me like a minute, but I'm like trying not to stare, but I keep looking up, like, is that? And finally, I was just,
I wish I could have seen you doing that. I feel like you were probably
so awkward. So finally, I was just like, Devon, is that him over there in the corner? And he looks, and instantly was like, it's like so subtle. He just like nodded his head. He's like, yeah. And I was just like, like I was just mind blown. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably really not that crazy because he was like, oh yeah, we're here all the time. So it was like that was probably gonna happen anyways. But yeah, it was just for me like really crazy to think about. Like Chicago's a big city. Like it's like saying you're just gonna meet Jay-Z in New York. Like maybe not that serious, but it was crazy. But long story short, I think that was kind of, I think, symbolic for us of like, I mean, a couple years ago we would have never been in a steak 48 living on less.
A couple years ago, last year we wouldn't have been in a steak 48. 2 months ago we wouldn't have been within a steak 48. I'm gonna let you finish. I just wanted to clarify that real quick. Go ahead, Queen.
But I think it was kind of like symbolic of like us leveling up in a way. Right. We've had a lot of things kind of happening in the background with all the businesses and us having opportunities, and we've kind of like mapping out of like, wow, within this next couple years, like we're going to see a lot of changes for the better. Right. And we've always talked about kind of like the path to where we want to go being like a curve, right? Where, you have the beginning parts are kind of shallow. You'll see a little bit of growth. And then all of a sudden you're just going to kind of hit that steep hill where stuff is just going to kind of start happening. And so we've kind of like looked at kind of our plan for the next couple years and thought like these next couple years are really going to be that like that steep hill for us if everything goes according to plan.
Right.
So I think when we talk about wealth, we talk about money, but we also talk about wealth of like your network. Nice. And so the fact that not only did we see him, that was one thing, but I didn't even get to finish the story of like, of course, I'm sitting there like we have to talk to him. Like we can't.
Oh my gosh, she is tripping out right now. She is literally like, okay, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna get over there, Devon? What's gonna happen? I'm gonna text my mom. She texts her mom.
They have no idea who this man is. No idea.
Said, we're about to meet the person. We're in the same restaurant with the person. You're like, are you gonna say hi? And it's like, Devon, they're asking. We're gonna say hi. We're gonna say hi. What's gonna happen?
So anyways, like the true just G that he is, he was like, I'm still like, how are we gonna do this? I can't just walk up. Like, I'm gonna be like, So then he's like, I got this. Excuse me, Julie, or whatever the waitress.
Her name was Julie. Good job.
Dang,
no, her name was Julie.
Can you please go over and see what they're drinking and get them a bottle on us? And she was like, yeah, okay, sure. And he goes, that's how you do it. And I was just like, oh, that was so good. So good. I would have never thought of that.
Oh my gosh, Jair.
I literally been like, I just. So anyways.
God, you would have walked up. It would have been bad.
So anyways, long story short, we ended up paying for their dessert, so that worked out. But we didn't want to go and like interrupt their dinner, so we just had them bring the dessert. We didn't even tell them they have to say it was from us. We were just like, gonna pay for their dessert. But then I did see them motion over to our table when the dessert came, or when they were like asking them what they wanted for dessert. And so of course they were like, oh, thank you. And so we just kind of, did a wave back again. We weren't gonna go interrupt. Yeah. Classy. We were just like, cool. But then they stood up and came over, and of course I started sweating, bro.
Instantly
tripping. Sweating. So anyways, they come up to the table and he's instantly like, oh hey, what's your name? Giving us a hug. Like Camille was such a sweetheart. She was just like, why didn't y'all come over? You could have had dinner with us. And we were like, we didn't want to interrupt. She was like, I could pinch you. Like y'all should have came over. And so yeah, they were just super down to earth. Just a real cool couple. And Jamal was like, man, here's my number. And he's like, and I don't give this out to everybody. So, we're connected now. And so long story short, just the fact that we were able to like make that connection, actually meet them, talk to each other, and make that connection. He was even like, I'll check on your property. And, we got this other couple here. Y'all can work together. And so, yeah, it was just really a really, really cool thing. And like I said, it was almost symbolic of like, yes, you all are leveling up. These are going to be the type of people that, you have in your network that you can call up when you need to. So that was just really cool.
Yeah. And for me, so I wanna make it very, very practical for y'all, right? Because one, yes, the queen did manifest the out of that, right? Crazy stuff. So practice manifestation, because it does work, not all the time. What?
Put that on a shirt. Manifest just a line out of that.
Yeah, very possible. Don't steal it. But a few things. One, your outcomes, right, within your business or within life are going to work similar to the stock market, to where compound interest or compound efforts get greater over time, and you're going to hit that, like the queen said, that exponential peak, right? So again, years of podcasting, years of researching random health things and listening to the Model Health Show is now enabling this curve to happen. And I think the extra curve that helped us out is a change in particular. I know you have one as well, but I'm gonna talk about my mindset for a second. I'm a very frugal person.
Mm-hmm.
I promise y'all, I don't like spending
Oh,
large
I know what you're
amounts of
talking about,
money,
yeah.
right? So there's like multiple levels of one, being able to hire a team and have a staff around us who is an amazing team, right? We have dope, amazing people out here who are able to make this podcast and other things a reality. And that is what helps grow the business, right? Being willing to invest in other people and grow your business. Number two, being able to be in a steak 48. Again, promise you, I was even fighting myself that day. Like, do I really want to spend that money? And it's, y'all can go research the menu. It's not. And we ordered some crazy stuff, right? Not popping. But the fact that we were open to being able to spend this money, live this lifestyle, and invest in ourselves, and just be like, you know what, this is the lifestyle I want to live. I want to be able to take my queen to Chicago and have her go to the best restaurant in the city and order whatever she wants. Oh, should I get a glass or a bottle of the wine? Queen, do what you want.
That was, y'all. I was like, I'm not, and even I fight myself too, because I'm just like, is he just saying that because he wants to make you happy? Like, what do you?
No,
what?
I would for sure say get the glass or get.
Oh, yeah. But I was just like, okay, he's allowing you. Like, okay, go for the bottle. Like, it's just, it's good feeling.
Yes, and then you're ordering things that don't have a price on it on the menu, it says like
trouble.
It says like market price, or it's the special. We don't have a price on it. Yeah, you're in trouble. But long story short, sometimes being willing to put yourself in those environments is what's going to expose you to the people who are used to those environments.
Yeah.
Right. And who know what it takes to be comfortable in those environments. And this is the M4 show, Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making. We literally met in person, melanated millionaires in that restaurant. Period. They are literally melanated millionaires, right? So again, just be open to changing or adapting, developing your mindset into, there's a certain mindset, there's a certain habit that got you to where you are today. There's a certain habit that got us that where we are today. And I think, yes, it is okay. It is a form of success, especially when we compare ourselves to previous versions of ourselves. But if we're trying to get to that next level, there's some slight changes or maybe even big changes, if we take a deep dive, that need to change or develop in order to get us there. And I think my frugal mindset, not completely, I'm still gonna be frugal, but I think I need to continue to get used to investing money or spending money in certain places to just put ourselves in the room, or to grow our team, or to just do other things. I need to kind of get rid of some of that frugality. Miriam, sue me. I need to get rid of some of that frugality in order to, I think, get us to that next level.
And I think one other thing that we've just to wrap up, because I know we're going over, to that I think that we're learning is, to your point on, like, sometimes you have to be willing, because to be a millionaire, you have to spend a lot of money too, right? To be able to make that money, you have to spend it. Right.
Or
to
I like
invest it. Thank you. You have to invest it, right? To get a property, you have to put down a down payment. And I feel like that's just the way kind of the universe and the world works, right? You got to put some skin in the game, just like the person you were talking to, the business mentor. You have to put something in it for it to really get some type of return. And I think that we are, I think, even seeing that just on a whole bunch of different fronts. I feel like we were even like had an opportunity to kind of be generous towards, one of our, about our.
So in the wise words of YG, scared money don't make no money, is what I'm gonna say.
There you go.
In the very wise words of YG, scared money
don't make
no money. All right. So if you're out there, you're trying to be a millionaire, you're trying to get those dreams, it's good to feel uncomfortable. Make sure you take that leap. Okay.
Boom.
So, Queen, anything else you got?
Good.
All good. All right, people. We appreciate you for tuning in to another episode. I think we need to do a full, it's not gonna be an episode, but like a video on Chicago and like going through the walk through our property,
Oh yeah.
doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
I need to do it for the students anyway. So yeah, we're gonna do that. But appreciate y'all for tapping into the M4 show. My name is Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game.
And I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd.
Make sure y'all are beautiful. Make sure you are out there chasing your dreams, making it happen. And remember, scared money don't make no money. Peace, y'all. Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all, any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, anything, all of them, all of them, wherever you're listening. Go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.